Oh, oh my god, how on earth did we survive that? I'm not gonna lie, I think I might need some new underwear after that race start, but let's see how we got here. So it started off like any normal public session, with a yellow light test and a brake test, but little did I know that something unusual was about to happen. You see, with a public session, it usually goes from yellow to red where they test if you can all stop, and then it goes to green. But on this session, it went straight to green, and then to red. So I found myself going round the outside of every kart on this bank corner, and then trying to fit through this very small gap which we just made, and cutting and weaving through this massive pack of drivers. And as I said in the intro, I think I might need a new pair of underpants after that one. And we're going to go to our red light test here as we come up the ramp. But there's no one in front of us, so we're going to cut some more action straight after the red light test. So the red light test has happened and we're now flying up behind this driver in green, and we managed to get alongside up the ramp. But he's got a bit of a better start than us, so he's still directly on alongside. But we managed to stick with the inside line and make that overtake happen. So I've just looked over my right shoulder and I can see there's this big group of drivers in front that we're going to all overtake. As you come flying into this right-hander, you've got to miss the first apex there to attack the second one and press the boost button and come flying down the straight. So I've made a good attempt to set up the cutback, but this driver in red over-rotates his go-kart and cuts us off a little bit. Well, we're going to slide up his inside on this corner, and then we're going to try and attack the next driver in red, who does a lot of heavy braking to the corner when no braking is needed. We're going to try and look for an opening down the ramp, but unfortunately there's not quite enough room. We back out a little bit. Press the boost button, try and get alongside him, but again he closes the door on us. So we press the boost button and we're going to try and go around the outside. We do manage to stick around the outside the driver in red, but he's still alongside us on the left hand side of our kart. But we're going to try and slip around the outside, and we do, and now we're on the inside this driver with the yellow chicken helmet. But unfortunately again he closes the gap on us. So we're going to press the boost button if we have it, but it goes to yellow. So we have to slow ourselves down and wait for it to go back to green. But coming up we have a very hilarious situation as we're all crawling along on the yellow lights, and then the light suddenly goes green, which is strange because we know there's a kart on track. We all speed up again, only to find there's this really big group of drivers that spun out. Driver in the pink helmet spins out, and it's chaos once again. So they must have accidentally pressed the lights button there. But we're going to wait to get around these drivers, and then we're going to get back on track for some more racing. And then 1.5 laps later, as that incident's clear, we'll want to keep an eye on this kart number 22 as we try and slip around the outside as the lights go green. But watch his mega aggressive overtake on the kart driver in the blue suit. He tries to send it down the inside and ultimately bashes the kart driver off in blue, which actually gives him a speed boost around that first corner. But now we've overtaken the driver in green, we don't have to worry about him anymore. Coming up to this big group of drivers though, this might cause some problems, as these guys, I can tell, are inexperienced and don't have much kart control. So watch this driver in blue as he slams on his brakes, spins out, and causes us to kind of merge into a barrier there, and that driver in green re-overtakes us. So now we have to worry about him again as we come flying to this left-hander. He goes off to the right, but once again kart number 21 slamming on his brakes through corners. Just a quick tip, if anyone goes racing with me, don't slam on your brake when you're in front of me, otherwise I might accidentally bump into you. This has happened so many times, it's really frustrating. As we're coming flying down the straight, we press the boost, we're going to save the boost button actually, to go for the left hand, and we're going to try and make a move, but unfortunately we get drifted out to the outside. But that driver in purple has screwed up his corner a little bit, and we're going to go left and try and stick around the outside, but we don't manage it. Coming into this right-hander, everyone's barreling at the top speed, and we're going to switch back and try and get a slingshot down the ramp. But once again, kart number 22 is disrupting us and does not have quite enough speed to make that move happen. Press the boost button down the straight, we're going to cut to his inside, but once again, this guy's all over the place, weaving left and right, which is not good. And when you go go-karting, please remember, stick to one line. Bit of a collision there as we fly past them, and I believe we have just overtaken all those three drivers really easily. And it's going to go to yellow again as there was a little bit of a spin out. And we'll wait till it goes back to green to go racing. So believe it or not, that yellow light took 6 minutes to clear as there was a multiple kart crash on both the top and the bottom level. But the lights go out and we're going racing again. Once again, we try and send it around the outside into a slingshot on car number 2, but he proves a difficult opponent to overtake. So we're going to try and set him up, and this guy is definitely out of control. And this is one thing I always give to my students. Please be smooth with your steering, otherwise you do silly stuff like this, which is where you over-rotate your go-kart, and it's very unpredictable for me to try and get around you. And this can cause problems. We get alongside him through this corner, but he's re-attacking us, even though he's a much slower driver, which is never a good idea in my opinion. One of the comments I get rather a lot when I make these go-karting videos is, why do you make fun out of slower drivers on these karting sessions, and why do you only do public sessions? To answer the second question first, I only do public sessions because they fit in a lot better with my timing compared to member sessions, and I get them for a discount. And why do I make fun of slow drivers? I don't. I just like to point out and there's a slower driver in front, just so you guys can understand what sort of skill levels we have out on track. And we've overtaken as 3 drivers, and we're now on a clean lap of Acton. So you start on the left side, you cut in close to the barrier, and then you bomb it down this main straight, and you don't actually have to use all the track anymore at Acton, and it's become really grippy. Miss the first apex, attack the second one, boost down the straight, left, early rotation into the corner, stick close to the barrier, up the ramp, another left-hander, which is all flat out, and unfortunately we go back to yellow here, which ruins our fast lap. So as the lights go green again, we're bombing towards this large group of drivers, and then this driver in purple is going to drift off to the right on this corner, so we managed to cut back on the left hand side. And now we've got a nice little train going as we come through this right-hander. I always stay wide just in case stuff goes wrong on that corner, as we have this kart number 22 in front once again, who proves to be very difficult to overtake with his erratic steering. But we managed to screw him over by going around the outside. Now we've overtaken 3 drivers down the straight as we dive bomb this guy in purple, and he lets us with lots of room, so I appreciate that and thank you for that, mate. Coming to this left-hander, we've got 2 more drivers in front that we can attack, and we're going to go through this right-hander, maintaining our smooth steering and bang on the throttle, and we get alongside the driver in red, and that's another overtake secured. Driver in green overshoots that corner a little bit, and this is another driver that I can tell is going in too quickly to the corner, not enough lifting off if he needs it. This track doesn't need to lift off, but when you have no control over your go-kart like that, it's better to lift off. Left-hander, we managed to secure that overtake on him, and as we cut some more high-speed action upstairs, we got another nice little train that we can follow through to overtake. Now this driver, I remember, was a very good driver at keeping his position on the second race we did, so let's see how he does in the first race. Coming through this left-hander, he tries to go for an overtake on the driver in green, but ultimately doesn't pay off. So we have a little bit fast speed in him, but we don't have enough speed to cut through the inside. And this man here is playing it very, very well and taking a defensive line through all of these corners, which is very impressive. We try and stick it around the outside, but we don't quite have enough room. Coming down the ramp, again, smooth steering, turning in at the metal strip, and we're right behind this driver. We're going to press the boost button and try and switch over to his right-hand side. Unfortunately, we don't quite have enough speed to cut around the outside, but we do manage to get on his inside, come at the ramp. And I'm just going to throw it down the inside here, but he unfortunately turns in on me a little bit. And that ruins our speed. Now we have to play a little bit of catch up here at the end of the session. So round to the right, and we're going to use all the track here because of the slower speed, so we want to build up momentum again. Now we're at the top momentum, pressing the boost button down the straight, and we caught right back up to these drivers once again, which just shows how quick we are here at Acton on my home track. Right on this guy's front bumper, round the outside, or at least an attempt to. Now we got the inside line, but we give that up and try and go for a switch back here on the down the ramp. We slingshot ourselves down the ramp, and that is a very good overtake, done and dusted. We stick tight using all the grip available to us, and coming down the main straight again, he's trying to attack again, but we're going to keep our position, or at least try our very best to. Now we got you back to yellow lights, and I believe that is the end of the session. What a great session that was. If you guys thoroughly enjoyed that, which I'm sure you did, remember to subscribe, like and comment. And I was going to go back out for another session, but my GoPro cut out, so I have no more battery left on it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day. If you do want to get free karting coaching, join our Discord server, and remember to smash that like button as it helps me out a hell of a lot. See you boys next time on GUI Racing.